this movie is actually very valid even now. In fact, more now. I'll explain why later.
Actually, I couldn't even seen this one. I was in a boarding school back then, so the head of boarding used to watch a lot of old movies.
Yeah.
So he used to organize this movie run, like on the weekends on our boarding school. So then there I saw this movie.
I see. Okay. So how many of you, just one more time, how many of you have seen this movie? One. Oh, you've seen? 2, 3, 4. You've seen? Yeah, that also kind of. No, nobody else. So it's called. So the title that I have given is A Journey Towards the Unknown. So it is a very interesting title because it is said to elevate one's consciousness or to become a better person, you have to take a journey towards the unknown. So what does that mean? Any example that you can think of? A journey towards the unknown. India to New York. It's a journey towards the unknown. Or even something as mundane as attending an interview, for example. It's a journey towards the unknown, right? You don't know what to expect. But what makes this spiritual is there are two ways you can take a journey towards the unknown. The first way is by hope. I hope I'll get this job. I hope I clear this interview, something like that. Or the same journey can be taken with faith. I have faith that I will clear this interview. Which one is better? Hope or faith? Faith. Even when I'm saying it, I hope I'll get this interview, I hope I'll clear this interview, that hope is rooted in fear. And the faith, I have faith that I will clear the interview, is rooted in love. Yes?
What's the difference between faith and confidence?
Yeah, confidence comes with faith. So confidence is faith in yourself. So the faith need not be with a higher power. The faith can be in yourself also, and that is confidence. Yeah. So some people have extreme confidence. That means they have that faith. I will crack this interview. Okay. But hope means I hope I clear the interview. I hope I do this, and so on. So whenever there's an obstacle, yes, Karan.
Sometimes even when we do our best, if I have faith,
yeah,
I go with that.
Yeah.
And then
the result may or may not work out. But I'll tell you the difference. So let's say there's a fire. Okay, there's a fire, and hope makes you go through the fire, and faith makes you leap above the fire. That's why it's called a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith. You have that faith, and it will help you go above the fire. Which one is better, going through the fire or going above the fire? Definitely above the fire, right? So that
fire is metaphoric.
Yeah, metaphoric. It's an obstacle, something like that you can think of. Make sense? So now, today what we're going to do is, we're going to start with an icebreaker first. And in that icebreaker, I'm going to divide this whole group into maybe 3 teams. The ladies in one team, and some boys in one team, and boys here in one team, and boys here in one team, right? So, I don't know why it's flickering here. Okay. So, you'll all get, so in your team, so there'll be one director and 3 or 4 actors. Okay. So, this director of this particular, in this film, his name is Christoph. And then, so what he does is, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, he creates this whole setting of an island. Okay, a huge island, and it's a whole set. It's a big dome. And within that island, this person Truman is captured on camera from birth till he's about 30. That is where this movie starts. Okay, so every action since he is born is captured on camera, and that is aired live 24/7 on a channel. Do you follow? Now everybody is attracted to this now. Whenever they turn on that particular channel, they can see Truman, what he's doing, where he is, what is going on in his life, and so on. Okay, so everything in that big dome is controlled. Everything is controlled. The fire is controlled, the water is controlled, the earth is controlled, the air is controlled. Everything is controlled in that particular setting, right? Similar to how we are in this earth, you can say, you know. So everything here is controlled by some higher power, right? So, and that island is called, that place is called Sea Haven. Okay. So now what is the goal of the director? The goal of the director, what do you think is the goal of the director? It's a very profitable show. It's a TV show. So 24/7, you can just turn on the TV and you can watch what Truman is doing. So everybody in that show is an actor except for Truman. That's why he's called Truman. Truman. That is the name. Okay. So now, as a director of this TV series, what would you want? And what would you not want?
Want is make him fall into situations which are interesting for people to watch.
Okay, make him fall into situations for people to watch. Okay. And that can be easily controlled. So basically, he can control everything, right? He can arrange an interview, he can take the interview. So all these things can be interesting. Yes. What does he not want?
I know this.
Huh? What does he not want? Huh?
The show to end.
How will it end?
No, like he does not want the show to end.
I know, but how will it end?
If he finds out
Yeah, if he finds out,
that he's the actor.
right.
I
Or,
shouldn't have asked.
yeah, no, that's okay. It's okay. Even if you've seen it, it's okay. Even if you've seen it, you can tell the answer, it's okay. But how will he find out? Yes. How will he find out? How will he? Because everybody are actors and it's completely controlled environment, and everything, every day from the time he wakes up, everything is controlled, right? So what does he not want? Anyone else? Truman to die. Okay. Okay. Good one. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. So he does not want Truman to leave the island. Right? If he thinks of leaving that, but it's a complete dome, right? If he figures out or he wants to leave the island, that will be a disaster for the show. So that is the most important thing. Somehow the director has to make sure that Truman stays on the island. Now we are going to play a game where we'll form teams now. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the ladies. Maybe Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu, you can join this team. And okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the ladies in one team. Jagannath Gopal Prabhu. Okay. Yeah, you can be the director of the ladies. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so there are 3 teams now. Now, who's going to be the director of your team? Your team, Jagannath Gopal Prabhu is going to be the director. Now, who's going to be the director of this team?
Which team I am in?
So, Sachet, Ziggy. Are you following Ziggy so far? And Karan, Ritesh, and Soham. Who's going to, and Vishal. Yeah, Vishal can be the director maybe. Oh yeah, Vishal is the director. All black shirts, the black team.
And even and then Truman can be the green shirt.
Yeah, Truman can be the green shirt. He's the true man. Okay, and then here, who's going to be the director?
We'll make Deven director.
Okay, so you guys can figure out who's going to be Truman, and there's going to be some actors. Okay, so the actors are his wife. One person should be the wife of Truman. One person should be the best friend of Truman. One person should be the father. His name is Kirk in the movie. Remember the name. And then one person should be the mother. Okay. And other person can do whatever role you want. So the wife, the best friend,
Best friend, wife, best friend,
father, and mother. Okay. So yeah, you can figure it out amongst yourself. So I'm going to give you one scenario of Truman, and you have to enact it out and make sure that Truman does not leave Sea Haven. Okay. The first team. So the situation I'm going to give you is that suddenly Truman has this amazing spiritual experience, and then he wants to go to India. He wants to go to India to go deeper into spirituality. Okay. So now somehow all of you, the wife, the best friend, father, mother, you should all prevent that. Okay, that is your thing. In your case, Truman wants to enjoy life more. He wants to go to Hawaii. He wants to go to Hawaii, and he feels that I've seen everything in this island. Sea Haven Island, I've seen everything. I want to go to Hawaii and experience more fun, more happiness. How would you prevent that? The third one is, in your case, Truman wants to go on this journey to another place, let's say United States, and start a new job, unknown journey, he just wants to go there and start a new job, something new. How would you prevent that? Okay, so these are three situations. Please talk amongst yourself for maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. Okay, everybody is settled. Okay, so thank you all so much. That was wonderful. And you'll see how many obstacles you can easily create, how much you can control the destiny of that person, right? So, would you say that everything is controlled by people around you? Like, can you control someone's destiny? Is it controlled, or does Truman have free will? So, that is the destiny and free will question that I wanted to bring up through this particular icebreaker. So, is everything controlled?
So
Yes.
I guess it's very subjective in the sense. No, sorry, it's very objective.
Objective.
Because, so if I am someone who's very selfish, right?
If Truman is very selfish.
Yeah, exactly. If Truman is very selfish, he wouldn't be worried about these facts.
He would just leave everything and go.
Yeah, so that's like his selfishness is that he doesn't worry about it. Like they are grown-ups, they can take care of everything. I want to try something new. I've given so much part of my life to them. Now it's my time to enjoy. And then he leaves. He could do that. Like a person
So
like
that is-
that could do it.
Yeah. So that is where the free will wins, right?
Yeah.
So everything is not controlled. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Anyone else wants to say anything about this? Is destiny completely controlled? Okay. So with this, I hope you all understand that everything is not completely destined. We do have our free will by which we can make some very important choices in our lives. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about the 5 subjects of the Gita, which also talks about something very similar. So you're the Jiva, let's say, okay, and there is Ishvara. Ishvara is God. Now this can be the island. It's called Prakriti. Okay, so this world is this Prakriti, where again, just like sea heaven, there is earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Okay, and within this, the interactions that one has with sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell, the interactions with Prakriti, with nature, create what is called karma. So that is the third topic of the Gita. So there is Jiva, there is God, there is Prakriti, there is karma, and the last one is, any guesses? Time, Kala. Right. So these are the 5 topics of the Gita. Yes.
Jiva in here is like
Jiva is the soul, yeah, the individual soul, like Truman, Truman, and Ishvara is God, and Prakriti is the nature, the world, and karma is the interactions that you have, and this is where I talked about destiny and free will and all those things, and Kala is time. So the interactions with Jiva and Prakriti creates karma. The interactions between Jiva and Ishvara kind of create Kala, or the way to go to Krishna or God is through time. So Kala is time, okay? Kala is time, Ishvara is God, Prakriti is nature, karma is, you can say, destiny, action, reaction, and so on, and Jiva is the individual soul. Okay, are you all following so far? So now is Christoph God? Because he is the creator, right? Christoph is the creator of this whole sea heaven. Is he God? Who is Christoph in this? Would you say that he is God? He is the creator. He is completely controlling the whole environment. Yes?
but
Yeah.
he's
Devan
can't
thinks
control
yes.
the time. No?
He can't control the time. Can he control everything in the Jiva's case? Who is Christoph? Anyone else? Yeah. Is he God? How many of you think Christoph is God? Devan, Sumedh, Thomas, Nick? No? Is something else? Who else can he be? Saraswati, is he God? Simple, yes, no. No, he's not God. Why? He's the creator, right? Yes, Ziggy. Somebody raise their hands. Yes, Ziggy, go ahead.
Is he like a politician or someone who controls like different facets of our life? You know, like about our society or something, but they don't control time like God will.
Right.
So they're like our government or someone, like another human being who controls some aspect of our life.
Some aspects. Okay, but he's not God. Why? Why not God? Because he's the creator.
Well, you said he can control time.
Yeah.
And I feel like God has certain qualities to be a God. And if you can't control time, you're not a God.
Interesting. Okay, beautiful. Anyone else? Yes, Ritesh?
He's not controlling every jiva. He's just controlling Truman.
Ah, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's controlling only Truman.
He's only controlling that island.
But for Truman, would you say that Christoph is God? For Truman?
No.
It's the
Okay.
opposite, right? Actually, he's controlling everyone in the island except for Truman.
Yeah, that's also brilliant. Yeah, he's controlling everyone except Truman. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So,
Thank you.
For everyone else, he might be the god,
Ah,
but for Truman, he might not be.
okay, interesting, interesting. Who else? Nupur?
So I feel he is another jiva because he cannot control Kal, but he cannot also control fire, water, earth. He doesn't know when the island can.
Oh, he can, because he has switches. He has switches by which he can increase the air, increase the water level, increase the fire, increase everything he can control in that island.
Didn't get that part.
Huh? Sorry.
So he's a director of the place, right? So he's controlling all the like environmental aspect, like how if it should be sunny or not, how his wife is supposed to behave, how everyone is
Okay, I
supposed
got
to
it.
do.
Yeah.
But Truman is the only one who does not get any instruction from him because his reactions are the only thing because of which the show is running.
Because he has his consciousness.
Okay, we'll come to that. Yeah. Anyone else? Yes.
So Christoph, I can see he's Prakriti, synonymous to Prakriti because he's handling the environment, but he's not handling the time. He's not handling So that is one I think.
Okay.
Christoph is Prakriti, nature.
Krishna, yeah, Christoph is Prakriti. Yes, Vishal, Vallabh.
So in this scenario, what is time? How can we can say that Christoph is not handling the time? He is handling, right?
He's handling.
He's deciding day. He's deciding.
Yeah, good point.
He's deciding everything.
Yes, he decides when the sun rises.
But he's not deciding the Truman's karma, though, right?
He's not.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to.
But he cannot.
He
He
know-
cannot control it.
Little bit, he can, of course, like how you all did in the play. Like all of you are able to control Truman's destiny. Like you made him stay, right? So yeah.
I feel Truman is not God because he doesn't love Christoph doesn't love Truman. He's selfish.
Beautiful. This is what I was. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. How is he selfish?
Because he's trying to just make profit and he's
Yes.
not trying to help Truman in
Beautiful. Thank you, Karan. So that is what I was looking for. In fact, Christoph is someone who's controlling the whole environment and preventing Truman from going to the real world. Right? He's blocking Truman from going to the real world. He's completely covered Truman with this whole show and preventing Truman from going to the real world. So he's actually what we call as Maya. Okay. So similarly, in this world, we have some forces which will prevent you from not going beyond this world. Okay. And those forces are called Maya. Maya will do whatever it takes to keep you bound in this particular shell. Okay, so Christoph is not God. That's why he's called Christ off. He's not Christ, Christ off. So he's opposite of Christ actually. Okay, keep that in mind. This particular concept of having another world where we can all go was first introduced 2400 years ago by a very famous philosopher. Any guesses? Who was that philosopher 2400 years ago? Is a disciple of Socrates. Anybody?
Oh, Aristotle.
No.
Plato.
Who said? Who said Plato? Oh, Plato. Yes. So Plato created this allegory of the cave. You must have heard this. Sundari Sakhi, Manishika. So what is this? Can anybody try to tell me what this is? This is one of the classic articles that he wrote. So what does this mean? So this, anybody wants to, does anybody remember? Yes, Ziggy.
Oh, so there were humans that lived under the cave.
Okay, so there are humans. Can you see my arrow?
Yes.
Okay, so there are humans here, right? There are humans sitting here, and they're all chained. So as you keep saying, I'll just keep adding some points. Okay, they're all chained, they're shackled in that particular cave. Please go ahead.
Yeah, and the only thing that they could see is the shadows of whatever the other people are presenting.
Yes, they can see only illusions or shadows of the real people who are behind. And there's some fire here, so they see shadows. Go ahead. Next.
That's reality to them. It's just that they can't see.
It's just this. This is their reality. Just like for how Truman, all his friends, everything was reality, for these people, all these things were reality. Excellent. Go ahead.
So I'm not really sure, but I think that someone gets out of the cave and
Yes.
is able to see the real world.
Someone gets out of this cave, he breaks the shackles. It's not easy to break the shackles. It's very difficult. We'll come to that, okay? We'll come to that point. It's very difficult to break the shackles of the normal world because we all think that this is it. This is our reality, you know? To break the shackles and come out is not easy. We'll come to that. You have to overcome fears, you have to handle, there's so many factors there. Okay, go ahead. He comes out,
He comes out and he sees the real world.
he sees the real world.
Astonished. Sees the real world. He goes back into the cave to try to tell the rest this is the real world. But they all take him as like completely nuts because they never seen the outside world. So
Beautiful. Thank you, Ziggy. And then when he comes back, and then he tries to spread this word, and some of them actually believe and he takes them out. You know? So that's the compassionate nature. So when one person, one jiva or one soul chooses to elevate their consciousness like this, automatically several souls also will be saved. This is a given fact. So the fact that this one person choose to evolve their consciousness helped so many other souls also raise their consciousness. So this is a huge thing. So we all have that option today. If we choose to elevate our consciousness, automatically, it's a blessing actually from God that you will automatically given the power to elevate many other souls. Okay, so that's the first thing. And to break the shackles, right, you have to overcome fears. You have to have faith, not hope. You have to have faith. So there's 3 F's. Fear, you have to overcome fears. You have to have strong faith. And the third one is you will get fortune and you should accept that fortune with humility. If you do these 3 things, you'll become a great saint. Okay, so with that, so this concept repeatedly comes in many movies. The Truman Show, which we're going to see now, The Matrix, Dark City, Cube, Conformist. How many of you have seen some of these movies? First two. Matrix. So Matrix also, it's a matrix. The whole world is a matrix and how he comes out, and there's so many things about this, right? So the same concept exists. The same concept exists in so many movies. Okay. So now we're going to watch the first. So the way we are going to do it is we're just going to watch 5 scenes from the movie. Okay. And those are all clippings that have been combined by Vishal. And if you can come, Prabhu, just 1 second. So the first scene we're going to watch now. Okay. So now I want you all to reflect and mention something that really stood out for you. It could be a sentence, it could be something that you liked.
His friend.
What did his friend say?
His friend said nothing is fake. It's merely controlled.
Yes, nothing is fake, it's merely controlled. He said everything is controlled. He said everything is controlled. Is that true? Is everything controlled? Is everything controlled? What is not controlled? His free will. His free will is not controlled. Okay, so yeah. Anything else that stood out? What about the last sentence? Yeah.
Oh no, I wanted to say something else.
Yes, please go ahead.
So the people who are putting up this so-called show, like the wife and the friend, they call it a noble thing that they're doing.
Right, interesting. Yeah, why? Why do they call it a noble thing?
I mean, that's how they perceive it.
Mm.
They perceive it to be a noble thing. But in reality, it is just the show they are putting up.
It's a show, it's cheating, it's against ethics, just think about it. Yeah. Anyone else? Anything that stood out? Any sentence? Yes?
Yes, the last one. Like, we see the world as we are being shown.
Beautiful. And that's exactly the Plato's allegory of the cave. We see the world as if it's shown to us. We think that is reality, right? Okay. Anything else? One more person? Yes, Hari?
Started with one camera and now it's 5,000.
5,000 cameras. Can you imagine where all they could put the cameras? Because 24/7 you have to track him, right? So where all do they put the cameras?
They showed that
Necklace, the crib. In the crib also there was a camera. Anywhere else? When he woke up.
The alarm clock had the camera.
Alarm clock had the camera. The buttons had the camera. There's so many cameras all throughout the day. Okay. So that's why anyway, I'll move ahead. Okay, so the first thing is we accept the reality of the world with which we are presented. It's as simple as that. This is one of the assumptions that the director makes. Okay. Next thing is, it is the story of a man who wakes up to the truths of his reality, but a reality of illusions, my friend. Similarly, it's hard for us to understand, but we are also in a very similar situation. It's very, very hard for us to understand if you're not on that spiritual plane. We wake up every morning to the truths of our reality, but really speaking, it's a reality of illusions. Okay, we'll come to that. We'll come to this point. And he says, the friend says, somebody said, I think Nitin, nothing is fake, but everything is controlled. A huge assumption here, but everything is not controlled. Okay? Everything, are we controlled by our destiny? No, we have free will. And the last thing, as we discussed, Truman equals Truman, he is used as a guinea pig just for the world's entertainment. That is the problem, as Karan said. That is a very selfish desire. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about Christoph. So Christoph is the creator. Is Christoph God? As we all said, Christoph is not God. Now for the next 3 or 4 sentences, I'm going to show you what C.S. Lewis, who is C.S. Lewis? He's an author, he's a poet, a philosopher. He wrote some amazing things. Okay, I'm going to share 3 things. The first thing is the biggest assumption that the director Christoph makes, and second thing is whether, okay, first of all, is Christoph God? Yes or no? The answer is no, right? Because, why is it no? Because there's lack of compassion. There's no compassion towards that soul, and because he hides the reality. So God never hides the reality, and God has extreme compassion. Okay, so now the assumption is, so Christoph, what is Christoph? Christoph is a symbol of illusion that prevents us from seeing the divine. Okay, so he's a symbol of Maya, that which veils the ultimate reality. Are you following? How Christoph is actually Maya, who's completely veiling the ultimate reality. Okay, so now this is what C.S. Lewis mentions. So Christoph's primary assumption about desires. So the whole show is created based on this one assumption that I'm going to show right now. Okay, and this is very, very powerful statement. Okay, so the creatures are not born with desires unless satisfaction for those desires exists. I'm going to repeat this. Please pay attention to this. Creatures are not born with desires unless satisfaction for those desires exist. Do you follow? So what does this mean? So that means if we have a desire, that means we are put in a particular place where we can enjoy those desires. Make sense? So then he goes on to explain 3 examples. So if a baby feels hunger, well, there is such a thing as food, right? Because the baby is feeling hunger, it's a desire, so there's such a thing as food. So that holds. A duckling wants to swim, well, there is such a thing as water, right? So again, it holds. Men feel sexual desire, well, there is such a thing as sex, again holds. If you have a desire, you're put into an environment where you can satisfy those desires. With me so far? Now listen to the next thing. So if I find a desire in myself which no experience in this world can satisfy, what does this mean? It means the most probable explanation is that I was made not for this world but for another world. So if I have a desire which no experience in this world can satisfy, which means that I am not meant to be in this world. This is the start of a very spiritual journey. Most spiritualists start with this kind of thought. I have this desire, but nothing, sex can't satisfy it, food can't satisfy it, nothing, jewels, gold, nothing can satisfy it. Something else beyond this world can satisfy this, and I want to go on that journey. This is what Truman starts. This is how Truman starts his journey. Are you all following so far? Okay. So what does Christoph want and does not want to happen with Truman? We discussed this, so I'm going to go a little fast. The first thing is he does not want Truman to escape. Okay, he does not want Truman to escape. That's why we'll see how he creates that scene. And then he wants Truman to enjoy in this world. So Maya, which also exists, she wants us to enjoy in this world. She does not want us to escape from this world. Whatever you want, you'll get in this world. Just stay here. Just stay. That's her role. That's Christoph's role. Christoph's role is, I want you to stay in this world, and that's it. I'll give you everything, whatever you want. There's only one thing I cannot give you, but don't even think about it. I'm going to give you whatever you want here, right? So now we're going to go to the next thing, okay? Yes, any questions about this? Nothing? Okay, thanks. Yes, Manishika.
Go ahead.
Ritesh, go ahead. I know we are short of time, but anyway, ask.
So I was just asking,
Uh-huh.
usually we can place so we can place different aspects of things like Prakriti and Jiva and all that. But how do we think of Maya as, like when you say she, what do we think Maya is? What is that entity, or should we think it is just our internal?
It could be internal. Maya can attack internally, externally, or through someone. Okay? So internally also it can come. The desire can come internally also. Okay? Externally also it can come. Because Maya has complete control, right? Complete control, like through your mind, through someone else, or through some nature, anything. Maya can come anyhow. That means your desire to get out of this world must be so strong, and Christoph talks about this in the next scene, or maybe the scene after that. If that person has such a strong desire, then Christoph cannot do anything. He just raises his hand, you know. So we'll come to that, okay? So with that, let's continue. Caught up in that. So what did you like so far in this particular sequence? Anything? Yes, Nupur?
So Christoph made mistakes, but God doesn't make mistakes.
Christoph makes mistakes, yeah, but God doesn't make mistakes. Any particular scene, any dialogue that's really stood out for you? There's so many things about monitoring and controlling that happens. So when we create something, we tend to monitor it. Think of anything that you have created, okay? And anything that we have created, we want to control it also. So Christoph is similar to that. He wants to monitor and he wants to control. How was he monitoring? Through the cameras. How was he controlling? Through the people, right? So, are we monitored? Now, that was Christoph and Truman. Now, are we monitored every second? Let's take science and technology first. Are we monitored all the time? Everything that we are speaking right now, is somebody monitoring us? Who? Sundari Saki, your favorite. Who's monitoring us right now? Alexa. Right? Every sentence. Because I say Alexa, she's responding, but otherwise also every sentence is being recorded. Right? So we are being monitored. Anything else that is monitoring us all the time? Mobile phones. Anything else?
Like I monitor him. I monitor him.
People are controlling or monitoring? Are you just kidding? Just kidding. You're monitoring. He's controlling. Just kidding. Okay. So
Consciousness.
is our own something within is monitoring us?
Yeah,
Excellent.
Monitor our like whatever we say.
Yes. Beautiful.
Whatever we
That
do.
also comes. Yes.
Our
So,
society, yeah, like kind of we are influenced by our society, or like colored by people around us.
yes. So, are we monitored today using science and technology? We can say, some of you mentioned, like CCTV, nobody mentioned CCTV, Google Maps, spying satellites, satellites also whenever you're walking, infrared cameras, all of these things are monitoring us, but that is outside and things like that. But scripturally or spiritually, it is mentioned that we are monitored every second. They are called karma sakshis. Sakshis means witness, and they're constantly monitoring us. So, who or what is monitoring us all the time? From a spiritual perspective. Because the ultimate creator or Maya also is monitoring us. So, what do you think are those things that are monitoring us from a spiritual perspective, scriptural perspective? Any guesses? Yes. Air, very good. Air is monitoring us all the time. Anything else? Cow? How?
Air god.
Yeah, there are gods which control air and they are monitoring us. Okay, so it's, as I said, a scriptural perspective. So there are 9 things that monitor us all the time. So earth is monitoring us, water is monitoring us, air is monitoring us, fire and space. Along with this, the sun is monitoring us, the moon is monitoring us, and the god of death called Yamaraj is also monitoring us. So this is from a scripture which actually talks about this, like how we are always monitored. Okay. So every shell is monitored and controlled by its creator. Right? Think of an egg. The mother will monitor that egg very, very carefully. Monitor that egg, protect that egg, and so on. Think of the womb, a mother's womb, monitored, protected. Using science and technology, they'll do ultrasound and things like that, always monitoring. Okay. And what else? So similarly, the earth is also monitored, you can say, by NASA using science and technology, always monitoring any big meteor or something is coming to hit us or anything like that. The earth is monitored, but someone else is also monitoring the earth. Whoever created the earth is also monitoring it. Okay. So next question is, are we controlled? So we talked about this a little bit. So Alexa, so even like, for example, if I say I want to buy a blue car today, I'm just saying it in front of my phone. Now if I open my phone, I'll see ads for blue cars, right? So we are constantly controlled because we are controlled by these gadgets, right? So we are constantly controlled, we are constantly monitored, very similar to what was happening in Truman's life. And also by these billboards and news, all these things are actually controlling us to make certain actions. Isn't it so interesting that we are actually living like Truman? We are monitored, we are controlled, and we are also put in some fears. So, what fears were put in Truman's heart so that he doesn't escape? Fear of water, right? How did that happen? Because his dad, just imagine the trauma there, right? He was young and his dad, and it was kind of because of him, because he said that let's continue. His dad said let's go home, but because of him, his dad drowned in water, and so huge trauma. And because of that, throughout his life, he is fearful of water. It's a huge, amazing act of Christoph or Maya to make sure that this person does not escape, right? Dog is another fear, right? So wherever he has to go, he should not go, put a dog there. He'll never escape. So dog, water, because it's an island, so water has to be a fear. Otherwise he'll escape any day. So water, dog. Any other fears that you observed? Fear of losing a job. Yes, the cutbacks and things like that. So he had to keep the job. Anything else? What were some other things that people said around him, like this lady? Do you remember this lady? What did she say? There's nothing to explore. He wanted to, I want to be an explorer. There's nothing to explore. Look, everything has been found out already. There's nothing to explore.
His dad also asked him not to climb those rocks. I don't remember exactly what
Yeah.
he said. But then everyone around him is a restriction, basically.
Yeah. Any other fears? Any other clues? Okay, now let's talk about clues. The clues that he got, but there's something wrong in this world. What clues? The whole light falling, right? It's a huge clue that there's something going on here. Any other thing? The radio, that was a huge clue also. Something is going on, somebody is, playing around with me. So now let's talk about the fears in the movie and specifically the fears in our life. Okay, the fears in the movie, I'll just quickly talk. So fear of dogs, somebody mentioned, fear of drowning, and a fear of exploring outside the box. Typically he had that, okay, the fear. Now fears in our life. What fears do we have? Losing a job, definitely. That means what? We have to be bound. We have to do well in our job. We have to really focus. We don't have time for exploring other things, right? Fear of losing our job. Anything else? Fear of failing. That means we have to really focus on our studies. We have to really get plugged into the matrix. So that we don't, anything else? Fear of surviving also. We have to survive, we have to achieve, we have to get our goals, we have to get promotions, we have to do this, get new jobs. I mean, all these things are there, right? So the fear of losing relationships. Huge fear, right? Fear of losing job, somebody mentioned. Anything else? Any other? Yeah, losing relationships. Any other fears that you have? Fear of earthquakes, losing our own life. Sachet, what is your biggest fear, man? You don't have any fears.
No, I do, but not explicitly. Now, when you ask me, I don't remember.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. You don't have. So, fear of financial crisis. What if I become a pauper tomorrow? What if all my money goes away? Right? A huge fear. And because of that, we want so much financial security, savings, this, that. We work so hard, right? Fear of financial crisis. Any other fears? Come on. Fears. And these are fears that are put on us by the society, right?
Fear of getting killed by animals or
Animals, okay. So here, believe it or not, fear of moving also. People don't like change. People don't like change at all. If everything is going fine, I just don't want to move. I just want life to go on the way it is. Very few people actually want to go on this journey to an unknown place. Journey into the unknown, very few people can actually take. Okay? So fear of moving, fear of exploring the unknown, again, the same point. Most people don't want to do it. I just want security. I want financial security, relationships, everywhere. I just want security. And the more you want those things, the more you're going to get plugged into the matrix, believe it or not. You're going to get more plugged, and Maya is very happy. Yes, you want this? I'm going to give you. Yes, 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 I'll give you. I'll give you challenges, but I'll give you those things also. Because that's your desire, and everything is there in this Maya, in this world, to give you those things. Okay? Fear of change, we talked about this. And lastly, fear of disease, and ultimately fear of death also. Okay? So now clues. Now let's talk about clues in the movie and clues in our life also. In the movie it was very, gross. We saw the whole light thing fall. So the light falling was a huge clue that something is going on. The radio was a huge clue. Now what are the clues in our life that we get to tell us, hey, this world is not the only place. There is some other world to which you may belong. What are some clues?
Research like NASA, like planetary observations of like
Okay.
finding other galaxies.
But how is that a clue that I don't belong here? Yes, Ziggy.
I feel like sometimes when you get what you want, and then like say you desire something and you really work for it, and then you finally get it, and then you're right there in that moment, and you're like, that part of me is satisfied, but there's still not like, I'm not. It's not what I really thought it was going to be. Like, it's not
Beautiful. So there's something.
The food is really good.
Yes.
I got an A, but fundamentally nothing has changed within myself.
Right. I'm not completely satisfied. There's something else that I'm craving for. I wanted an A, I got the A, but then what? This is it? This is it? There's something else beyond this. That's a big clue. Anyone else? Any other clues in this world?
What about failure? Like failure also gives
You
us-
put in a lot of hard work and you fail.
That's what.
You put in a lot of hard work and you fail. Something is not right. Something is not right. Great point. We'll come to that. Any other? Yes.
Dying, if we really belong to this world, why do we die?
Yes, beautiful. So if we belong to this world, why do we die? Okay, that's a big hint. Yeah.
Why are some people rich, some people poor?
Beautiful. That's the first point. Yeah. So different births. Why are some people poor when they're born? Why are some people rich? Why are some people disabled? Why are some people normal? This is a huge question. It's a big clue actually. It's a big clue that something is not right. It's not just this world, there's something else going on. We are just here in this world for a temporary time. Yes, Sachin.
The luck factor.
Yeah, luck factor. Luck factor is similar. Destiny, luck factor. There's something going on, right? Why bad things happen to good people? A huge topic which Karan covered in detail. But this is a huge clue actually. Now, many times we just brush off these things. Okay, bad things happen. We think about it for a second, and then we just brush it off. But very few people go deeper and really question, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Right? And those are the people who make a spiritual journey. Okay. So if everything around me is temporary, why do I feel the need to live eternally? I don't want to die. There is something, that's a desire that I have, that I don't want to die. Right? The same point that we talked about, if there's a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, that means you don't belong to this world. It's a huge point. So I have a desire not to die, not just me, any living being. You try to kill it, it'll run away. It does not want to die. So if this world is temporary, where is the desire coming from? And if I have the desire, that means I do not belong to this world. Case closed, right? It's clear. I don't belong to this world, right? And then, of course, so death is an example of this. So Yudhishthir Maharaj is one of our kings, and he was asked, what is the most amazing thing in this world? So he says that we see people dying around us all the time, but we still think that we will never die. It's the most amazing thing in this world. Okay. So therefore, what should we do? Question. And that is where our scriptures begin. This is 1.1.1 Vedanta Sutra. It says, it starts with the word therefore. If you have observed all these things around you, therefore, one must inquire into the nature of this world. One must inquire. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why bad things are happening? Why different births? Why am I born like this? Why is this all happening, right? So most people, as I said, brush away these things. Everyone sees all these things, people dying, different births, so many things, bad things happening to good people, but they just brush it off. It's okay, I have to focus on my things again. We think about it for a few hours, few days maybe. When somebody dies also, we think about it for a few days and then we carry on with our lives, but we don't go deeper, right? So that is why, therefore, one must inquire into the nature of this world. So we must question the authenticity of our reality, which is what Truman did. We must question, what is this? Is this an illusion? Is this real? Is this fake? We must question those things. I'm not saying that you should. If you want, you can. So what are some of those questions? Some of those, and the more we focus on that, we get more of whatever we focus on. So if we focus on that aspect, then we'll get more and more wisdom, more and more knowledge about this amazing mystical things that are happening. Some of the questions are, who am I? What's my purpose in my life? How did we all get here, right? In this one room, there's a reason why we are all here today together. Why is there suffering and how do I escape it? Is there an alternative reality? It's like a God's kingdom or some place where I can be eternal, right? Because that's the desire I have. So that means there must be a place where I can be eternal, right? So these are some questions that come. So with that, we'll move to the next. So now in the movie, he's got all these fears figured out. He's got the clues. Now he wants to go deeper. He wants to search for the truth, right? And when you're searching for the truth, you have to overcome some fears that exist also. Okay, so I'm going to stop. Sorry. So what stood out here? So now he's taking this bold step. He's overcoming his fears, like overcoming going on the bridge and so on. But still, there is one problem. Everyone around him is lying, right? Somehow they're trying to keep him in that place, right? Anything that stood out for you? Anybody?
Extreme manipulation is going on.
Extreme manipulation is going on. There's absolutely no one on Truman's side, which is an important point. I'll talk about that. That's the next scene. But anything else that stood?
That he can predict things because things are going round and round.
He can predict because he knows that there's something going on now. He's convinced. That's why he's searching for the truth. He wants the truth, but he's not able to find the truth. And a lot of emotional manipulation is happening, like his old father coming back. All these things, again, bring the emotions out in the wrong way. So when Maya tricks you also, she can bring out emotions which can actually pull you down, which can actually plug you more in the matrix. So those are not the actual real emotions. The real emotions are ones that elevate your consciousness. So that is a hint that whether it's an act of Maya or it's an act of Krishna or God. Okay. So anything else that stood out? Yes, Nupur?
Even though they are trying their best to control him, but they still are successful in that. He's still being able to win, like his free will is still is winning.
Yeah, he's very, very strong. He's very, very strong. So most people in this case would have given up, They just be happy in this world. That's it. I found my father, I just want to be here. Just want to be happy with my wife and work and things like that. Anyone else? But still, he just has this inquisitive nature that he wants the truth and nothing but the truth. Yes.
Friend who initially said nothing is fake,
Yeah.
it's being fake.
Yeah. He said, right? What did he say? That
Nothing is fake, it's merely control.
Yeah. But he himself is lying.
Yeah, he's lying, faking everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Confidently.
Confidently lying.
Everyone is in on it. I have to be in on it too.
Yeah. Everybody is in on it. I'll also. Yeah. That's such a big lie, right? Such a big lie. Yeah. So now, what? Yeah, everyone is in on it. I also, I mean, yeah.
I thought that is the only truth that he said.
No, he's saying I'm.
But out of
basically by
context.
saying that
He
he's saying
denies
that
it.
I'm not in on it.
Yeah.
He denies it, that I am not in.
Yeah.
If everyone is in on it, I should be also.
Also in it,
but I am
not. I am not.
There is no it.
There is no
There is
it.
no it.
There is no
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
There is no it.
So going deeper with the clues. So he's got the clues in the previous scene we saw. Now he's going deeper and deeper with the clues. Right? He's not giving up, as Nupur said. So he's questioning. So we also have to question everything that we do, questioning our beliefs and so on. So he was looking for knowledge. And then, so he was looking for somebody, like some mentor or some friend who will be on his side. He asked his wife, but his wife was also playing. He asked his best friend, they were also playing. So in such cases, it's very painful, right? You're not getting the truth. Everything is an obstacle, right? So what is an obstacles in the movie and obstacles in our life? Obstacles in the movie are the current obsessions, keep Truman from like bound, like love for his father and so on. And the TV ad, like on going back home. I don't, did you all see that? And oops, sorry, I don't know why I use my laptop. Okay, the radio ad on Paradise, the fire, the water. So all these things are obstacles, but he's still going on. He's still going. He could have stopped by the fire. He could have stopped. The nuclear plant finally he had to stop, and then there he got another clue about how he called him Truman, right? So then the relationships also growing the family, she says, and then uniting with his father. All of these things are kind of obstacles on his journey towards the truth. Now, what are the obstacles in our life? Similar to Truman, attachments, wonderful. Attachments. Anything else? All our attachments actually keep us bound. But are they good or bad? We'll come to that point. It's not that you should renounce all these attachments. We'll come to that. C.S. Lewis also summarizes that very well. Anything else? Any other things, obstacles in our life? Huh? Insecurity. Yes, good point. So busy schedules, insecurity. We are so busy, we have no time to search for the truth, right? Frustrations, failing grades, failing things, they frustrate us, and these become obstacles in our life. Our unfulfilled desires, if something is not fulfilled, we really want those things. I want to become a hero in a movie. I want to become the vice president of my company. I want to become the president of I want this promotion. Unfulfilled desires, they keep on coming up as obstacles in our lives. So now let's go back to the sequence that C.S. Lewis set for us. What was the first thing that he said? That if we have a desire within us and there is no experience that can satisfy it, that means we don't belong to this world, right? So now, and then he talked about 3 examples, and then finally he said something that, okay, that you belong to a different world. Now, here's the next sequence of 3 sentences that he makes, very, very powerful, okay? If none of my earthly pleasures satisfy that desire, none of the earthly pleasures satisfy that, does that not prove that this universe is a fraud? Does it prove that this universe is a fraud? Probably earthly pleasures were never meant to satisfy it, but only to arouse it to suggest the real thing. To suggest the real thing, some of these things are happening, okay? Now, if that is so, I must take care, on the one hand, never to despise or to be unthankful for these earthly blessings. We must be grateful for everything that we have gotten. We should not say that everything is fake, everything is this, I'm going to renounce all this. We must be grateful for these earthly blessings, but on the other hand, never to mistake them for something else of which they are only a kind of copy or echo or mirage. Right? Now, the last part, I must keep alive in myself the desire for my true world. I must keep alive. This is a desire that has come. Don't just brush it off. Keep that desire strong, which I shall not find till after death. I must never let it get snowed under or turned aside. I must make it the main object of my life to press on to that world and to help others also to do the same. So, does this make sense? Like, what do you get from this? These three very, very powerful quotes.
First thing, like you said, attachment, it's the right thing, because when we get attached, we can see the love in that, which is probably the means to attain the real love.
Yes, beautiful. So, this earthly pleasure is not necessarily always bad. Through the earthly love that we get, we understand that maybe there is something higher. The real love exists somewhere else. Like even getting good grades, positive things, right? But it's not giving me that satisfaction, as Ziggy said. There is something else beyond this. Okay, anything else? There are so many things in these three sentences actually. Gratitude, being grateful for all the earthly blessings. But if you have a desire, don't just be grateful and just be in this world. Think of something beyond this world also. So you have to harmonize the two. You can't just completely renounce this and just go completely into that realm. It is said that the easiest way to go to the other world is to understand this world completely. Why? Because the more you understand this world, the more your appreciation for the other world will increase. If you don't understand this world fully, your appreciation for the real world will not be completely there. Because there's always something to explore in this world. I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to do this. But if you understand or realize this world completely, then only you will get the appreciation for the eagerness for the real world. This is a very, very powerful point. Yeah.
Also, like a movie tells about the director's mind.
Yeah.
Knowing this world tells about the creator.
Knowing this world tells about
the creator, and we can strengthen our relationship.
Yes, yes. Now here's another important thing, which is the next scene. Now here, this is very important. We cannot do this alone. We cannot get out of this world alone. So when things like this happen, when everyone is against you and you have this strong desire, right? There is the ultimate creator who sends that right person in your life at the right time. Because you're so eager, you really want the truth. That person up there, he knows that this soul is struggling to find the truth, and I'm going to send my person to that person to pull him up. That is the mentor, that is the guru, that is the guide, right? So similarly in Truman's life also someone comes. Okay, now that person need not be a guru, wearing saffron robes and things like that. It could be your wife, it could be a prostitute, it could be anybody, but that person will come in your life to take you beyond this world. Now let's see what happens in Truman's life and who comes to help Truman. And remember one thing, that person, whoever that person is actually from the real world. That person is actually from the real world who has the compassion to take you back to the real world. Okay. Now all these other people, actors, are also from the real world only, but they don't have the compassion. Are you following? They just have selfish desire. But there will be one person who will be sent to you, who will be compassionate and who will want to take you to the real world. And that is the mentor, the guru, guide, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So now let's go back to the movie. Okay. So what did you get out of that?
Finally, a person who was speaking.
Compassionate.
Yes, finally a person who is speaking compassionately, right? So, yeah. Oh, here. Yes, sorry, go ahead.
Here is your reminder. So common.
people portray them as fake, like not real.
Huh?
Who are speaking compassionately,
Yeah.
they are portrayed as saying wrong things or not the correct things,
Yes, yes,
or having some disease or some issues.
yes, yes. Yeah, they're portrayed as someone wrong. So similarly, even here, sometimes when someone tells us the truth, other people will say, hey, come on, stop this. I mean, this is fake. Just do your thing. Achieve success in this world. Just be in this world. You know, that's typically happens. Now, because he was a seeker, if someone is really seeking, do you remember what he says in the end, Christoph? What did he say?
He already gave a chance to lead.
Huh?
He already gave a chance to lead a normal life.
You're mad because he prefers his self.
Yeah. And before that, what does he say? If he really wants it to discover the truth, nobody can stop him. Right? So now this person, he really wants the truth. And for us, if we really want the truth, it is said that three things are sent to us in this world. Okay? There are places in this world which are called tirthas. Does anybody know what a tirtha means? A tirtha, interesting. Yes. What is it?
Holy places?
Yeah, holy places, but the actual meaning of tirtha. Huh? Pilgrimage site, holy places, but there's a deeper meaning of the word tirtha. No, yeah, that is there. No, but tirtha is the place. Tirtha is the place. Tirtha is a holy place, but the actual meaning of tirtha is bridge. It is a bridge which will help you go from this world to the spiritual world. That's why if you go to these holy places, it will elevate your consciousness in such a way that your desire to go to the real world really increases. Right? So that is the first thing. The second thing is, someone from the real world is sent to you. And that person, as I said, is extremely compassionate. So from the real world, as we see here, someone comes and tells you that this is what you need to do to go back to the real world. And that person is sent to you because you have that strong desire. Okay, the second thing is tirtha. Tirtha is actually a bridge. Okay, so this is a bridge that will take you from this world to the next world, even though you are in this world. Your consciousness elevates so high that you'll start feeling that you are in the other world, and that you really want to go to the other world, and there's nothing in this world that can give you that pleasure. That is the benefit of going to a tirtha. That is the benefit of associating with that person who's actually come from that world and giving us compassion. And the third one, can anybody guess? All the spiritualists here. What is the third one that is given to us from the spiritual world? Huh?
Our own experiences.
Our own experiences? Scriptures? Yeah, scriptures is a good guess. Something, yeah? Holy name, yes. The vibrations in the spiritual world are transmitted down here. In the Bible we say, hallowed be thy name. In Islam we say, Allahu Akbar. And everywhere, in all scriptures, all religions, the focus is on the holy name which actually comes from the spiritual world to take us back or elevate our consciousness to the spiritual world. Okay, so these are the three things that come in the life of a person who really wants to seek or go deeper in their life, in their journey. Okay, so again, a mentor in the movie. Who was the mentor in the movie in this case? Sylvia, right? Sylvia was the mentor. Huh? Lauren. Yeah, Lauren, but actually Sylvia, right? And mentor in our real life. I'm just going to focus on the mentor in our real life because that's what is important. So again, this I mentioned this before, but one person's choice to evolve can change the lives of many. If each of you choose to evolve your consciousness, each one of you has the potential to change the lives of so many other souls. Okay? Yes. All this I just, yeah. And then the next one is, a mentor is someone who has seen or realized the other world. It just can't be some random person. That person, yes, Nitin.
How do you, for someone who doesn't know about the other life, right?
Yes,
Like they're seeking to find what the
yes,
other world is.
yes.
For someone who doesn't understand what that is, how do they figure out that he's the mentor, or this is what a mentor looks like, or this is what the mentor should know them to understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me to understand about that life, I should know about my ability to understand that, right?
Okay. Anybody wants to say? How would you know that this person is the person who is my true well wisher, who's my true guide? How would I know that? Yes.
Somebody who gives me the answer to my curiosities that I have been having throughout my life.
Yeah, somebody who gives me the answers, but that could be someone in the form of Maya also telling wrong answers, no? How would you know? Yes.
To add to that, so that is the question. So my curiosity is limited because I don't know about the real.
Yes, you don't know more details. Yes. So she is right in one sense. That person gives you all the answers that really satisfy you. Okay, so that is one thing. Definitely that is true. But what else? Yes.
That person is not attached to things of this world.
That person's life. You have to look at that person's life, and you'll see that that person is living that life, right? That person is like completely not of this world. You'll see that that person is not of this world. There's something different about him. What else? There's one more important thing to identify if that person is the real person. Yes.
Oh, I was saying something.
Similar?
Yeah.
What were you going to say anyway?
Like they kind of give you answers to your questions, but gradually.
Gradually, step by step.
It's not like, oh, you need to
Yeah, you need to do the ultimate thing, you know.
understand where you are.
Understand very beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that is a true. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. One more thing. Anything else?
They actually love you. Like
They actually love you.
No like motive to get anything.
They have no motive to get anything else other than just show extreme compassion and just elevate your consciousness, right?
They can give you the answer to take you out of this world.
Yes, they can give you the knowledge, like answer all your questions, and also knowledge to take you out of this world. But there's one more thing. How would you know that if this person is the right person?
They travel
They travel?
with you to, like, you when you till you get to the other world.
Yes, yes, almost there. Yeah, they travel with you, like they'll take you, they'll drag you step by step by step, right? But ultimately, you have to walk. You have to walk that path. But they'll show you the path, but you have to walk that path. Okay. Anything else? How would you know, Manishika? How would you know that this person is my true guide, true savior? How would you know? How would you know that this person is a genuine well-wisher? There's so many wonderful points. Genuine compassion, answers all my questions, takes me step by step.
I think along the same lines.
It's a little on the emotional plane, but anyway.
Accepts the person for their, for who they are.
Huh?
I mean, acceptance of a person as they are.
So they accept you as you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to that point, na? Understanding your level and taking you step by step by step. Helping you, but sometimes even attachment is necessary for a person at a level where they are not ready to detach. That person will tell you, okay, you go through this experience and then you'll understand, you know. So that person is a very genuine. Yes, Ziggy.
Maybe by the fruits that they produce.
By the
fruits that they produce.
Elaborate a little bit more so I understand.
Just not just merely how they act, but sort of like things that comes out of that person.
Yeah, the words that come out of the person, the actions. Yeah.
They act as a bridge between you and the God. And
they act as a bridge between you and God. Yeah.
yeah,
All these three things that I mentioned act as a bridge. The tirtha, the person, and the holy names. All three.
Yeah, doesn't take pride in being a guru.
Yeah.
actually shows that the real guru is the God.
Right. Who doesn't take pride, who shows that the real person is God. I'm not God,
I'm just
I'm just a servant of God who wants to take you to God, something like that. Okay, one last thing. All of you are right. I mean, these are all amazing answers, but there's one last thing to know that this person is this person is my guru. This person is my guide, my mentor.
Good feeling.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, gut feeling. Yeah. Any one final guess, Devan? Yes, Jagannath Gopalapu, tell me.
He doesn't have anything in it for himself. I mean,
Yeah, he's very selfless, he's very compassionate.
maybe this was told already.
Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu.
I'm thinking that you like tears or you feel that from it.
Yes, that is what I said, it's an emotional thing. You will know within yourself that this is my guide. It's hard to explain in words, but it will be revealed to you. Somehow it will be revealed to you that this person is the person who will take me back home. Okay, so anyway, so a gut feeling, that's why I said something like that. Yeah, so a mentor is someone who has seen or realized the other world. I'll just go a little fast. A mentor is someone who can provide a loving care, a gentle nudge in the right direction, and most importantly, friendship. Okay, so a loving care, a loving ear, a gentle nudge, and most importantly, friendship. Okay, a mentor is someone who is capable of guiding us according to scriptures, and also a person who is practical and understanding. This also is brought up. He understands you for who you are at your level, and then slowly takes you step by step. Someone says step by step, right? Hari. And then he reveals the knowledge and shows us the path because he has walked that path. He won't like walk with, but he wants you to walk that path. And with this, I'll stop. And the last scene of this movie, and then we'll stop after that. Okay. Okay. So what does he say? Yeah. Do you think he'll walk through the doors?
Yes.
After all those difficulties. So this section is called Overcoming Fears. So the treasure you seek lies in the cave you fear to tread. Okay. So why does he have to go through so much pain? Somebody, Sundari Sek is asking in the Bhagavatam class, why so much pain one has to go through to go to that other world? Why? Why? If there's so much pain, I might as well not do it. Why so much pain? Any answers? Look at the struggles that he had to go through, right? In that boat. Huh?
To realize.
So that means his eagerness to realize the truth was way higher than all the pains of this world. Right? He even was willing to die. He said, kill me, but I want to know the truth. Right? So once, if our eagerness is that strong, then only we can be able to, we need that escape velocity to go beyond this world. Even a rocket needs an escape velocity, right? So I'll quickly mention a few points. So in order to see the truth, we must face our fears. First of all, we must face our fears. We cannot ignore our fears. Our deepest desires are questioned at that moment. Our deepest desires are questioned, okay? Our choices we make in that moment are genuine. If I did not have the deep desire, as Christoph himself says, he'll turn back and go. Remember, he says that? Oh, he'll be afraid, too afraid. So our choices that we make at that moment are genuine. We can't fake those choices at that moment. The psychological, emotional, and sometimes physical turmoil one can go through before they face, one has to go through before they come face to face with the ultimate reality. And it is said that the night is the darkest before dawn, right? So you have to go through this. And finally, you are tested the most before you win, right? So with that, he transcends his normal identity and moves on into the real world. So there are parallels in the Bhagavad Gita also. very quickly I'll just quote 2 verses. In Bhagavad Gita 8:20, it is said, "Yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is." One more. So, this is again coming back to the whole Plato conversation, everything. There is another world. There is another world. Okay. And Bhagavad Gita 14:7 says, "How we are bound. So, born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti," he's addressing that person, "the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions." So, just to summarize, what do I take home from all this, right? So, first thing is, when you see things, go deeper, question why certain things are happening. But other than that, there are 3 ways to look at this. One is engage in this world, which we are all doing, completely engage in this world, like that is the path of action. The second one is in the head. So, that's the first one is in the hands, the second one is in the head, the path of cognition, renounce the world, completely renounce the world. But both of these are not ideal. Completely engaging in this world and completely renouncing the world are both not ideal. So, one is the hands, one is the head. So, what should we do? We should use the heart. Engages the hands and the head. It is the path of devotion. Okay, with that, again, the point is, I just want to quote this mantra from another scripture, Ishopanishad. It says, "Only one who can learn the process of nescience, that is this world, and that of transcendental knowledge, side by side, can transcend the influence of repeated birth and death and appreciate the other world." I'll stop here. Thank you all so much. I know we are over. I hope it's okay. 9. I purposely didn't show the last scene because you should see the movie. You should see the whole movie. No. There are so many things in the movie. There's so many. The mother also, that plays a role.